Well, good morning, class. My name is Janessa Green. I'm going to be talking to you today about legalizing marijuana and why I think it should. For some, it may be positive, negative, and yet for others, a combination of both. I would like to discuss what cannabis is, as well as talk about some of the pro and con arguments that this controversial debate has brought to our attention. Let's begin by briefly discussing what cannabis is and some of the effects it can have on the body. The cannabis plant has 3 subspecies. Cannabis sativa is the first. It grows tall and soft-like. It gives an euphoric high and lifts the mood of the consumer. It also provides a therapeutic relief of stress. Individuals who deal with depression are the best to benefit from the sativa strain. Cannabis indica, this strain grows smaller and bushier. It works as a general analgesic or pain reliever. It can also help reduce pain from chemotherapy in cancer patients. The last strain is Cannabis ruderalis. It does not grow as tall. It could withstand harsher climates than the other 2 strains. It is found primarily in Europe and Russia. It contains very little THC, which is the psychoactive agent found in cannabis. The strains are high cannabidiol or CBD and can be grown for some medical purposes. There are a multitude of uses which include recreational, industrial purposes, therapeutic, and medical uses. Now that we know what cannabis is, let's talk about some of the arguments for the pro side of the issue. A report from the Beckley Foundation, which is a British research foundation, concluded that alcohol and tobacco use presents much greater risks than marijuana. It states in terms of relative harm, it is considerably less harmful than alcohol and tobacco. The CDC also reports that more than 37,000 U.S. deaths are attributed to alcohol use alone. However, there is no category for deaths that are caused by the use of marijuana. There are a number of medical benefits that the people of the pro side of the argument bring forth. Patients with cancer and HIV or AIDS can benefit from THC and marijuana to help relieve pain, control nausea, vomiting, and stimulate appetite. THC has also been found to decrease pressure within the eyes, reducing the severity of the disease in glaucoma patients. Multiple sclerosis patients can use marijuana to help reduce or alleviate symptoms including pain, muscle spasms, depression, and anxiety. There is some evidence that it can also help ease chronic neuropathic pain, such as experienced by people who have undergone spinal cord surgery, but additional studies are being conducted. Another argument for the pro side would be that legalizing marijuana can provide a source of additional revenue. Those people also feel that it could allow the FDA and other organizations to regulate the quality of safety of marijuana. Now let's talk about the opposing side of the legalization of controversy. It brings forth a great moral issue. Some people believe that the use of marijuana for any reason is morally wrong. Much like the moral belief of some that use alcohol, tobacco is morally wrong. It could lead to stone driving, which then leads to a risk of danger to the community. Legalizing marijuana can also lead to the legalization of harder drugs. It also believed that medical marijuana is prepped for legalization and recreational use. The opposition also argues that it is too dangerous to use for any reason that it lacks FDA approval, that various legal drugs make marijuana unnecessary. We are now more educated about cannabis or marijuana and effects it has on the body. Also, some of the main points for and against legalization are now more clear and understandable. When I first began to discuss marijuana, many of you shuddered at the mention, due to its generally negative reputation. I have explained what cannabis is, followed by some of the positives and negatives associated with controversial debate. We now know that cannabis plants possess numerous medical benefits that can be less harmful than legal substances, drugs like alcohol, tobacco, and prescription painkillers. We're also aware of the moral issues associated with the use of cannabis. We are aware of the safety concerns that society has expressed that the legalization of marijuana is a topic that flooded the media and became very real in the country. The more educated we become, the more our ability to make informed decisions for or against the issue. I leave you with this quote from Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. He states, "I am more convinced than ever that it is irresponsible to not provide the best care we can that often may involve marijuana. I am not backing down on medical marijuana. I am doubling down." Thank you.
Were you gonna do the Kahoots?
No, because it wasn't mine.
Oh,
So